is up, everybody? HTG Brian back with more Funko Fusion. Next up, Hot Fuzz Level 5 Story Model Citizens. That's right, we're going to wrap up the old Hot Fuzz storyline, and we're also going to exchange that final world crown for the Greater Good trophy. That's right, for the Greater Good. If you guys have seen the movie, you know how amazingly awesome that little trophy name is, or achievement, I guess, too, depending on which platform you're playing on. But pretty exciting that we're going to wrap this up. That's only going to leave us 10 more levels if you've been following along. And then, of course, we'll be jumping back into the fun play. But hey, let's go ahead and check out door number 5 of the Hot Fuzz Funko World Factory Hub. And look at that, it's Model Citizens. We're going to jump right in as there is no cutscene, but we find ourselves locked inside. And we're going to go ahead and blast off 3 gold blocks, I guess. That's weird that we could shoot the gold blocks when so far He-Man's been the only one to take out gold. That's the first time we've seen that. Drop down below, and if for some reason you need to get back in there, you might have noticed there was a bounce pad there so you could get back up in there. Maybe you want to buy some health or something like that. Either way, it's a nice place to retreat if you get overwhelmed. Which, speaking of which, after speaking to Skinner real quick, he takes off and a bunch of bad guys spawn, including the Red Orb Baddie, which both in our scouting run and our official recording both spawned right there. So I feel like that's a pretty good spot to keep an eye out for him, as so far we've seen some different spawn locations, or so it seems. All right, once the coast is clear, which it's not yet, we'll hand out a few more peace lilies before we see that. We're going to go ahead and approach this security cam system. Now, there's a couple of steps to this one. First off being we got to get that choo-choo out of the way. So we'll go ahead and hit the icon indicator to drive it to the back side of the track there. What that's going to do is allow the old DJ Roomba to roll on by, and he's going to take a hard turn and push this fan over next to the wall. Now, if you see that switch on the wall, you're going to want to flip it and follow the power grid down so it can actually activate the fan with the icon floating above it. I'm already getting behind, but you can see the fan blows away the paperwork given the code. So we'll go ahead and punch in 2864, as that is the code to get through the door. Boo? You don't like my rhyming jokes? All right, go ahead and flip the switch now that we have power and make your way inside to this nice little model version of the city of Sanford. Now, basically, Mr. Skinner is going to hop up on a couple of different high points, so basically on the roofs of a couple of specific buildings, and he's going to yeet what appears to be pencils at us. After a couple of rooftop shenanigans, he's going to drop down, and if we get close enough to him, he will do a spin attack. Now, you might notice that I'm getting constantly bombarded by other baddies too, but notice I'm just sort of ignoring them. That doesn't always work. Trust me, I get it. But sometimes you can sort of bypass some of these guys by just rolling and hopping around. And of course, we will focus on them once we take Skinner out officially, because that's kind of the way the game wants you to do that. So do your best to avoid those guys. We're just simply waiting for Skinner to get into his spinner attack. That's right. We're looking for Skinner to hit that spinner. Basically, he'll run around and kind of chase you for a minute, and it's not until he gets close to you that he starts to do that spin attack. So you do kind of have to make yourself vulnerable. Rinse and repeat this process a few times. If you find yourself getting overwhelmed, keep in mind there are a couple of hearts scattered throughout the ground and also a soda pop dispenser. So we'll go ahead and grab our free soda, cuz, say it with me, who doesn't like a free soda? Now, there's a couple of vinyl boxes scattered around too, but I cannot stress this enough. Wait until the battle is over to worry about those. A couple more rooftop drops, and he should hit the ground, and up close and personal we get. Spin to win, and fill up that meter, and smack him around one last time. I do believe that should be it, and it should trigger a quick little cutscene, which is pretty violent, too. This has been one of those, well, you'll see for yourself. All right, time to take on Daddy Butterman here. He has been possessed by Eddie, as you can see. We're familiar with these battles. Well, at least most of us are that have played through. It is quite possible that you chose Hot Fuzz as your first level and that you're going in a different playlist order than we are. That's okay, don't sweat it, but just know that in order to make this work, you have to find the purple tube and activate it, which we have done. You can see there, it's ready to go. It needs 30 pieces of purple goo. So we're gonna go ahead and focus on the hot spots on his face and head there, which is going to drop a bunch of the purple stuffs. We're gonna swoop it up and drop it in that canister. That's kind of funny that old Skinner's just hanging out by his chinner. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so first go done, and I think we got an official 10 spot. Now, if you shoot the spot on his neck, both ears, and his forehead, and collect all of the bits it drops, it should give you 10 per pickup. You can only hold 10 at a time, so once you get 10, make sure that you go ahead and exchange it into the tube. Now, you probably noticed that I was getting low on health, so I ran over and picked up one of the hearts. There's actually one back behind me over by Skinner, and we're going to save that for later. But we will need it. It's just one of those things that is likely going to happen. So continue to try and jump over those ground pounds, shoot all 4 of those hot spots on his face, collect any of the purple goo he leaves behind, and of course exchange it into the tube. Once it gets 30, it will take a few seconds to transition from purple to gold, and then you're going to want to go ahead and activate or fill the meter and activate the gold call-in, which is going to reach out to one of our big buddies to come help us take on this big baddie. So I think I've officially did it, and after a quick second or 5, because sometimes it takes a minute to recognize, it'll go ahead and load in our buddy who's going to come save the day. Quack, quack. It's the Swan, goose on the loose, if you will. So once he gets his grips on old Daddy Butterman here, we're going to go ahead and, of course, just shoot him as much as possible to aid in this. This is a great way to get a ton of vinyl in a short amount of time. So just keep on circling around, rolling around. Now, I got pretty low on health. I did not want to expose myself as being somebody who died on camera. So I went ahead and grabbed that heart to make sure that I did my part of not dying. Ha. All right, so the good news is the recent update added extra deaths, though. So you can see we've got 5 hearts instead of 3. Each time you pick up a heart, it not only replenishes your health, but also gives you an extra life, too. So that's good to know. We're getting pretty close, though. It's almost cutscene time. All right, Eddie is officially revealed, and he's down for the count. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and swoop up as much vinyl as possible. There are a handful of chests in the area as well. If there's any ground pounding left to do on the city, I recommend doing that as well, because, like I said, 5 million is going to be one of the harder or longer tasks as far as the trophy achievement list goes. Collectibles and stuff, we got you covered, but this grind to find all 5 million is going to be a little bit more intrusive than you would think. Now, I should have been spending a little bit more time, you know, smashing and grabbing everything throughout my story bits, but we'll go ahead and do a grind. We'll find the best place to do it, and we'll show you when we figure it out. All right, narp, these village nitwits are no use. Don't think I'm done with you. All right, so basically he's telling us that it's not over yet. But he does reveal the world crown, and of course, I'm going to take a quick second to see, am I close enough? Nah, that's too far. We'll leave that one for the cleanup crew that's going to come and clean up this mess, right? All right, so we officially got the world crown, and guess what? Level 5 Model Citizens is did. Now, if this is your first time completing a world, you're probably wondering, why didn't I get the trophy achievement for completing it? That's because we have to go exchange the crown. Before we do, though, let's check out one last cutscene related to this world. Wow, old Swansea really has no chill, huh? All right, you might have noticed there's a red lock on the level select screen there, and there's also an icon with an exclamation point up top pointing, well, over to Freddy, I think it is. But basically, we're going to go up through the pool up to Jurassic World, which was our first one. So you're going to want to go to the top of your Funko Factory Hub worlds there, and all the way up the stairs and over to, well, I guess it's not Freddy, it's the Crown Exchange. Look how pretty those crowns are looking up there. We're about ready to slam one more down and get our trophy achievement for collecting it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Booyaka show for the greater good. All right, Hot Fuzz down. One more crown added. Next up, we got a quick little cutscene to see what Eddie is up to.
I've been watching you, Freddy. I've waited. How long now? 2 days? 2 years? In the darkness, time loses all meaning. But every once in a while, we find treasure. There is power. Real power hidden away in your third-rate trinket factory. Your crown. It's intoxicating. But I've strayed too close now. Forever caught in its gravity. Can you imagine what I could do with something like that? Anything I desire, I must have it. I will have it.
All right. So he's getting to the point where he thinks he's going to do stuff. We should have literally been changing his mind by now. I mean, we've taken him down in, what, 5 different worlds? We're about ready to go unlock 6. All right, hey, on your way out, after completing a world, it is always noted, or should be anyways, that if you unlock something but didn't grab it in the world, it actually will be sitting right there. So if you shot a red orb baddie and maybe he was off screen or couldn't actually get the orb because it was out of reach, there's a good place to collect it. Don't worry, though, we're not using that feature. We're going to go back and actually manually collect all of those in our fun play videos coming up soon. All right, drop all the way back down to the deep end of the pool. We're going to go ahead to the crown exchange for the worlds over here. And you might have noticed it dropped off. That recent update gave us a little bit of a discount. We got McGrady, Childs, Knowles, and MT Gary. So we're going to go ahead and swoop it up. Now, keep in mind, there is a trophy achievement for playing as all the characters, too. So it doesn't hurt you to just fire them up and walk around for a second. It'll save you some time later, but we're going to focus on that when it's time, which will be later. All right, we're down below. It's cold. Hopefully you brought your windbreaker and some, I don't know, some thermal heat stuffs. What do they call those things? Little hot packs? Oh, those things are delicious in the cold. Anyways, Husky Hustle is up next. We'll be back shortly for that, though. That's going to wrap it up for Hot Fuzz and Level 5 Model Citizen Story. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to click that like button if you did. And, of course, subscribe if you have not already. Check us out on social media. HappyThumbsGaming.com and HTGmerch.com are both available for your viewing pleasure. Go check them out. As for me, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time.